Hey y'all, welcome back. It's your style T. Tonight's lineup is full of drama, family fights, heartbreak betrayal, and bold statements. We've got R. Kelly, girlfriend saying her video is real, while her parents swear it's fake. Porsha Williams says her divorce was a nightmare. Wendy's guardian stole her emotional support cats. Yes, for real. Wendy Williams, guardian stole her support cats. And Tiffany Haddish says women with multiple baby daddies might have mental health issues. Grab your tea, grab your wine. We'll be right back and we'll get started, okay? Let's get into this drama.
Be right in the rush. We could be something. Let's go along for the ride. We could be something. Let's go along for the ride. We could be something. We could be falling in love. Falling in love, falling in love. We could be right in the rush. We could be something. Let's go along for the ride. We could be something.
Okay, y'all, welcome back. Let's get into it. So, first up on the tally is R. Kelly's girlfriend. So, we're going to get into what's going on with her. So, let's see here. Okay, second. Okie dokie. So, anyway, okay, R. Kelly's girlfriend drops a video. Okay, but her parents says it's fake, AI. Is the family drama too much or totally understandable? So let's get into really what she has to say. So hold on. Like that. Okay.
Let you guys know that I am not a victim. I've been with Robert for 10 years. He has been incarcerated for 6 years, and I have seen him every weekend for the past 6 years. Just 3 years ago, I proposed to Robert, and he said yes. And we are planning on getting married and having a family, and I'm very excited about that. But anyways, I just want to come out here and let you guys know to please do not believe the lies that my mother and father are coming out here saying about me and Robert. I am not held against my will. I am not a sex slave. I am not brainwashed or any of those crazy lies that were told on me. And I just want Robert to get the righteous justice that he deserves, because he deserves to be free. Enough is enough. I'm tired, and he's tired as well. So I just want you guys to continue to please pray for him. I'm praying for him. I believe that he will be out soon.
Sorry, I muted myself. Sorry about that, which is a crazy habit. But anyway, nevertheless, it's R. Kelly's girlfriend, and she came out just to say, "Hey, she's with R. Kelly. No one has kidnapped her, and all this kind of stuff." And I think she said she even said she asked him to marry her, and he said yes. And so she just came out to let people know that there's nothing going on. And so she is 30, so she's grown. She can do what she wants to do. So basically, that's kind of what we do know, right? And then the parents came out and they're just like, the video I just shared with you, they were just like, well, this is AI, it's not moving, blah, 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 blah. And as I share with you, that to me, that video is real. I don't think that's AI. I really do think that's real, right? It looked genuine to me, okay? It just looked genuine. Again, like I said, she's a grown woman. I think so. I think the parents, though, I think their approach is a little rough. And so the parents and the young lady haven't spoken in years, so which is crazy. But I think their approach is not going to work, right? I think you catch more honey with bees instead of with vinegar. So coming on public demanding to see her and all this kind of stuff, I just won't work. So nevertheless, it's pretty much what that is, it's the same story that's been going on for a while. She comes out, she says the same thing she just said. She still loves Robert, which again, aka R. Kelly. Parents come out, they're thinking that something has happened to her, and we're all like, no, sis, y'all. I really do believe she is the grown woman. And again, sound like she just. Some people say she's brainwashed. She says she's in love. Y'all let me know what y'all think. So, do y'all think the video was really her, or do you think it was AI? And more importantly, is her reaction helping or hurting the situation? Drop your thoughts and comments and let me know. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next section. Okay, let's get on to the next section, and it's about our girl, Porsha Williams. Let's get on to the next one. Yeah, it's about Miss Porsha. And Porsha, has a lot going on. So before we start in the video, Porsha said her divorce from Simon was a nightmare. And Sissy's wondering if real love would ever find her again. So let's get into just a snippet what Porsha has to say, okay? Let's go.
It's lonely. I can't connect with other men. It's like people trying to introduce me, but it's just when it's not the same, it's not the same. So I'm going to do it different this time. I'm going to be alone until I'm whole. And then when I'm whole, then I will, open myself back up so I don't make the same mistake again. When you go through a bad enough breakup, you're like, I don't like nobody. Like, you're like, I don't like nobody. I was sitting there, I was like, do I like women enough? Can I get with a woman? Like, who can come in and fill this void? Like, oh my God, somebody. I have got to be able to sit with someone and feel a part of what I felt with him. But I don't yet. It'll come. It'll come. But I'm like, and I think that now that I'm realizing that because what I've decided is that I'm not gonna look for it anymore. So I'm not gonna push myself into dating or anyone or trying to figure out, who do I like, who could I be around, because this is probably also part of healing. Just sitting with this, sitting with being alone, sitting with the loss, and let myself heal the loss. And I know I'm crying right now, but I feel good every day, each day. I get better each day. I feel stronger. But I ain't gonna lie, it's hard. It's hard living lonely when you have to live lonely for a while.
So yes, that was Porsha. And I just played a clip. I wanted to play because it's a long interview, y'all. So I just played a clip of that. So here's what we do know about what's going on with Porsha. Porsha filed for divorce from Simon just over a year of marriage. Like they didn't stay married very long. She's calling the whole thing a nightmare. And she says it's not sure if she's fully connected. She's not sure if she will be able to fully connect with someone else again. She says some people online are calling her dramatic and others say she's just finally being honest. Okay. And I'll go ahead and tell you, other people calling her 304. Not me. I'm just saying other people, right? They are calling her different names. But here's the deal. Now let's talk about the moment that got people really talking about Porsha and what's really going on. Porsha stated that she would, should she date women even? Like she just like should she date women and all these things. I honestly think that Porsha just is hurting and she's just in a place of hurting and trying to figure things out. Because divorce firsthand I know from experience, it's like a death. So I think she's just hurting, honestly. And I think she feels safe. She's trying to feel safe, find a place to feel safe. So she's just discussing and telling us stuff that I don't know if she should necessarily tell us about the women part, but that's what she said, right? So a lot of times after heartbreaks, a lot of us will look for comfort in unfamiliar places. And I think that's what kind of, she said something about other women, which I'm like, okay, Porsha. And she did say that she was going to chill out for a while, basically, in some of the words, and, sit back and heal, which I think is the best route instead of running around trying to get in another relationship. I mean, there's so much going on here. People call her gold digger. I don't know. That whole situation with Simon, though, that, I don't, what I'm saying? Like, that started out, it appeared, I don't know for sure. It seemed like it started out kind of foul, and it ended foul, meaning it wasn't a good start, right? Because, he was still married. So there's that. And not even judging, I'm just saying. And then it just ended bad. It started bad, right? But nevertheless, she's in the healing phase and she's trying to figure it all out. So yeah. But I think she'll be fine. But I think the biggest thing is with this whole interview, just a little bit that I shared with you, I think the question on the table is she sharing too much or is she just being vulnerable and transparent? Or just a bunch of corn? Because so many people have so many thoughts about why she even did the interview. And I didn't play the follow-up, but Simon came out after this and he had his words and I didn't play that. But he was kind of saying that he married her and all this kind of stuff, saying she was a gold digger and all these kind of things. But yeah, anyway, everybody have their own sides of the story. But that didn't last long, okay? Anyway, we'll see what goes on with Porsha next, okay? So let me know what you think. Have you ever been called dramatic just for telling your truth about how you feel? Okay, especially like divorce. Divorce is rough. Do you think Porsha was oversharing or was she finally showing us her real stuff, her real self? I don't know about that. I'm asking the question and answering, but then again, Porsha's always been very transparent and, kind of, not say wide open. If you watched her on TV, then you know what I mean. Porsha's always been out there. She's not afraid to express herself. Nevertheless, that's what I have on Porsha, but we'll see what happens next. Anyway, you can check that video out in its entirety on Please Peoples. But I'm going to take a short break and we're going to go into our next segment. It's going to be short and sweet. I'll be right back. Okay, like 5 minutes. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to hit the like button. Okay, it gets this in the algorithm. But nevertheless, thank you for coming through and listening. Okay, I'll be right back. Thank you.
We could be selfish, spending summer nights on the rooftop. We could be living, staying up late until the moon drops. We could be gone winning, all around the world, baby, non-stop. It's you wrong me. We could be selfless. We could be falling in love. could be right in the rush. We could be something. Let's go along for the ride. We could be something.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. We're going to get into segment 3. It's my girl, Wendy Williams. Okay, if you didn't know, I'm a big fan of Wendy's. You probably can tell by if you're checking out my channel. You probably can tell how you doing. So, nevertheless, I just want to touch on this. It's not a lot, but I want to touch on it real quick because Wendy Williams has been going through it. Now, you mean to tell me they took Wendy Williams' cats, not just any cats, honey, her emotional support cats. The cats' names are Chit Chat and My Way. Baby, I've had enough, right? So this is what we do know. Lots going on, always going on with Wendy, bless her heart, because she's trying to win her autonomy back. But this is what's happening right now. So this is what we know. Wendy Williams' ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, has filed a $250 million lawsuit on her behalf. Yes, okay. Most people know that, but nevertheless. He alleges that Wendy's court-appointed guardian, Sabrina Marise, sold her 2 beloved rescue cats, Chit Chat and My Way, without her knowledge. The suit claims they stripped Wendy of emotional support and companionship, deepening her isolation as she lives in an assisted facility. Wendy herself confirmed this in January 2025 interview, saying, "My cats have been sold. I have no idea. Chit Chat and My Way, they're gone." I think that is pitiful. That really is pitiful. I know it seems small to most people, but she doesn't have anything else. I mean, golly. But anyway, let's get into it. I think it's crazy that she can't even keep her cats. I know these things minor, but I think it's crazy. You know, they've already taken her basically her freedom in so many words. So say whatever you want to say about Kevin Hunter, but one thing about this is that I do agree with him if he's on legit that these cats shouldn't have been taken and they were part of Wendy's lifeline, right? And I did ask him, like, who made this decision to take her cats and why? I guess because she's assisted living, she couldn't keep pets, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that in 2025. All the money and all that she's made over the years, y'all telling me she couldn't have her cats? This really kind of ticked me off. That's why I decided to share it. I really decided to share it, right? Because Wendy has health issues, emotional issues, and all these things going on. And you mean to tell me she can't keep her cats? And I love her cats' names. Obviously, I do, right? Chit Chat and My Way. Of course, I love their names. But selling a person's pets without their knowledge while they're under court care, I think that's a violation, period. And let's be honest. If you can do this to someone as famous as Wendy, what's happening to everyday folks under guardianship? God, it's just too much, right? So let me know what y'all think. Should the guardian have had the power to sell her cats without telling her? Is Kevin stepping in for Wendy's sake? Or is he just another power grab? And I mean, it's power grab, money grab, grub grab. That's what she called them, grubby hands. And bigger picture, do you think guardianship is helping Wendy or hurting her? Drop down the thoughts in the chat or let me know on the replay. What are your thoughts about Miss Wendy Williams and about them taking her cats? Guardianship is a thing, y'all. It's crazy. If you lose your freedom or your autonomy to the wrong people, it can turn into a mess like it is before Wendy. So let's move on to the next segment. Let me know your thoughts about Wendy. Let's move to the next segment, okay? We're moving on. Okay. Okay. So before we go further, we're going to talk about Miss. So yes, we're going to talk about Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish really has some things to say. Connecting women having kids with multiple men to emotional and psychological struggles. She even brought up fetal and the microorganism, which I know I jacked that up. But anyway, that's the name of it. To explain it, let's break it down to what she said. So I'm going to share a little bit of a clip and then we'll get into what's going on with Tiffany Haddish. Okay, what she had to say, okay? It's actually pretty interesting. Here we go. Second, almost there. And here we go.
Women that have more than 2 baby daddies usually have some sort of mental illness. Every time you get pregnant, there's stem cells that come from that baby, and them stem cells end up behind your eyes and your brain and your heart, and those stem cells will always stay with you, right? That is why any black man born in America, I can't with you. Most black men born outside of America and everything else.
So that's where we go to Africa. Why?
Exactly.
Okay, girl. Why, Tiff?
Because I think my body is rejecting these American.
Damn. Wow.
My bloodline's like, no.
Wow.
No. And that's why I'm a little bit crazy.
You need this nut.
Or a white dude.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna start right there. Let's go back. Let's go back just a little bit. Okay, let's talk about what we do know. So I did do some research, and yes, what she's talking about is it's real. It's called fetal micromerism. I can't pronounce it, but it's microchimerism. Yes, I spelled it out. It's a real phenomenon, like it's a real thing, where the fetal stem cells remain in the mother's body long after the pregnancy, right? These cells can help heal organs and tissues, is what they do, right? Tiffany said these cells carry the father's DNA, which means the father's always in you. That's what she said. She tied this to a biblical idea about desiring only your husband and warning that having children with the multiple men could lead to emotional and psychological struggles. Well, here's the deal. Like I said, it is very fascinating. It's a real thing. It is a biological fact. But Tiffany's idea that causes mental health and emotional problems doesn't have any scientific backing. I did look it up and I checked it out for myself. It doesn't have any backing. Linking complicated emotional issues to stem cells exchanges is a stretch and risk spreading misinformation. All the same time, it's important to recognize the very real maternal mental health crisis women face. So typically, for example, what I mean is like postpartum. Yeah, if you have kids, you can be married, whatever, and have a child, and you can also, women, we can sometimes suffer from postpartum. That's real as well. So what she's saying is a little bit far-stretched. I did research. I'm not sure, when I looked at that, I'm really surprised. I don't know where she got that from. I mean, I know what it is, and it does exist, but her connecting it to mental and emotional issues, I didn't find that anywhere, and I don't know why she thought that was. I don't know why her thinking is. That's different. I didn't get that part, but again, that is a real thing, but it doesn't have anything to do with emotional or mental illness. It does not. So anyway, that's what I have. I just thought that was interesting that she was sharing that on an open forum. And anyway, I guess we got to read for ourselves because we can't believe everything everyone says. But anyway, so what do you think about Tiffany's explanation? Is there any truth here, or is she just mixing science with myth? How do you think we can better support mothers dealing with mental health struggles without stigma? Just let me know. Drop your thoughts down in the live or in the comment section, okay? All right, yes. Nevertheless, that is all I have. I wanted to keep this live a little short, right? Because I don't want to go too long because the screen our system gets a little weird. But nevertheless, going to do a wrap up, okay? So basically tonight we discussed R. Kelly's girlfriend. She came out and she just kind of shared that, hey, she's still with Kelly. She's, and also, by the way, to twine into that, R. Kelly's trying to get out of jail, if you didn't know, right? He's trying to get out. And there are a lot of things wrong with that. He overdosed. He's okay. He overdosed, but he did. But he's fine. And he's trying to get out of jail, I think, personally, by all means, is what I think. But anyway, she touched on that and she asked him to marry, blah, blah, blah. And her parents, as you know, has come out several times and just, they want to speak to their child, but she don't want to speak to him. So we talked about that. Go back and listen to it. Okay, we talked about Miss Porsha And Porsha is sharing her feelings and how she's hurting and struggling after the divorce with Simon. And it was a whole big thing between the two of them, and it was just the whole thing. Like, she got, I believe she actually won the alimony, whatever, but I don't think it's very much money considering like her mortgage payments. I don't know. But nevertheless, the point of it is she came out and shared her struggle, her emotional heartbreak. And again, I feel for her because no matter how you put it, how she got him and all that kind of stuff, divorce it does hurt. It's like a death. We talked about that. Let's keep it moving. We talked about Wendy Williams again and her guardianship. This has been a whole thing. We've been talking about Wendy Williams guardianship, y'all, for years now. Years. And bless the heart, she's still like stuck. But I wanted to share that they actually took her cats. Again, it seems small for some people, but they're support cats, right? They support her emotionally. And I'm like, why would you take her cats? They literally stripped Wendy down. And I just want to share that. Like, that is crazy to me. But I want to share that they took her cats as well. And I love the names, Chit Chat in my way. I love the name of the cats. And lastly, we spoke on again on Tiffany Haddish, and she was talking about the brain cells when you have kids by multiple men, that you are emotionally or mentally challenged or whatever. You have issues, which I found to be scientifically untrue. From the information that I got, I did some research, found that it's not true. Anyway, that's all I have. I wanted to make it short and sweet. I will be back with another show. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to hit the like button. It keeps the sister in the algorithm, and I will be back. As I always say, we can't change the next one. We can change ourselves. Focus on the things you can control, and I don't think you can. We're going to play a little bit of music and play our way on out. Have a good one. Bye-bye.